So we're out at just off the Springbank Airport, just east of the Springbank Airport at a project we did last year for a contractor out here, Braden Construction. And it's two, what you could consider airport hangars, but they're private buildings that were built by 3 owners. Well, this is a big project. This is probably the biggest project that we've ever done. And it's very complicated. The roof was one of the most intricate and hard roof installs we've ever had to do. It's a Vic West TSR panel, standing seam mechanical lock roof for the 112s. A lot of the problems with these buildings and the roofs out here on these hangars is they do a bolt down method, and it's bolted down into steel. These buildings move, and when they move, the screws and the washers let go, and you'll start getting leaks. So these guys wanted what they considered a mechanical lock, low slope roof. Basically what you have on the roof is you have rolled insulation. It comes from a company called Total R. You can get different R values with it, but they really wanted to achieve a high R value in it. Mostly, typically on these roofs, when you do a screw down roof, you lay the blanket insulation out across. The purlins are spanned about 5 feet apart. And when you screw the metal down into the purlins, you're squishing the insulation down to nothing. So you're losing a lot of R value, and they didn't want that. So this system was, we rolled the insulation out over the purlins, and we hung the roof off of a clip. But it was really hard to do because you have to interlock the panels, screw the clip down, cut the insulation, peel it back, screw the clip into the steel, and then put the insulation back around. And then they have a lapping system. And this was big. Between the two of these roofs, I think it's about 40,000 square feet. They achieved an R30 in the roof. And then what happens at the end of it is you come with a mechanical seamer, and it crimps the seams, which is what stops water from leaking into the buildings. And once we got rolling, I think we were doing 12 or 16 feet a day. This first building we're looking at right now is, I think it's about 190 feet long, and it's 90 feet from the high side to the low side. The other building is 230 feet long, and it's 120 feet from the high side to the low side. So it was a lot of work, considering the fact that we'd never done this roof before. I was kind of iffy about the roof. I was concerned when we went to start it, but it turned out well, and I can see why this roof system is so good for these pitches of roofs. Well, my knowledge, I mean, it's funny. I mean, I've been, I've said this before, I've been doing this with my dad. I grew up doing this back home. I've been on his job site since about 12 years old. I'm 42. That's 30 years. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. But back home in Saskatchewan, metal buildings are out, pole sheds, shops, arch ribs. Those are things we did every day back home in Saskatchewan. So I've had experience with metal from a very young age. We ended up doing the interior liner panels. We ended up doing the torching on this front canopy that you see. It was a success. The owners are happy. The building looks great. And I personally am really proud of it, because when you look at this hangar and these projects, and you go over to other projects or metal projects, we've taken residential quality and implemented that on a commercial building. And I've heard that from numerous people that have been out here to see that. You don't see this level of finishing on a commercial building. Normally they're just looking at throwing them up, put the cladding on, and walk away. Yeah, whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, if it comes to metal cladding, insulating, or anything to do with the project, give us a call. We're more than capable of handling it.